Describe some of the kind of stereotypes that maybe are out there for people working in different countries. I remember even just my first experience working with people, even the team and yourself. I hadn't worked with anyone from the Philippines, for instance. I've worked with other people in other parts of the country, but I had no knowledge. And there are positive stereotypes, there's negative stereotypes. Did you feel that? And if you did that affect kind of you consistently or trying to kind of stay motivated?
Well, luckily enough, here in the Philippines, when I was starting freelancing, I can consider that I was one of the pioneer freelancers here in the Philippines because back then it was not yet Upwork; it was Odesk. So we were starting before Upwork now. So we
Yeah.
were like really getting the clients and then as along the way there are a lot of freelancers came in and then and we needed to regain or rebrand our brand. So the only thing that I think that was my strength back then was really I was a go getter until I'm a go getter until now, and I
Yeah.
know when the opportunity is mine. So I really get it. So for example, I had this one client in a work. There was a job posting for senior development manager for Smiling House. It was a an Airbnb company that has like a connection in Guesty, HVMI, hotel and villas for Marriott International. So you were out, the post was really connected to being a coordinator and be partner of this specific company. So the client was non-technical. So they don't know
Yeah.
on how to respond to me directly in a work. And
Sure.
there are few technical issues. And since then, I was very techy. I know how to play with all of the tools
Sure.
that I have in the PC. So what I did is that I searched the name of the client in Facebook and I called them in Facebook and Messenger. And then that was when they were so impressed, like, hey, what are you doing? You were calling me.
Yeah.
So I was trying to make a way because we cannot connect and this is the perfect time for us to connect, talk about the job opportunity. And
Yeah.
it was really an eye-opener for me that you really have to be someone who owns the job when you want it.
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
I
It's
did.
consistency. Yeah, it's consistency. It sounds like obviously putting yourself out there
Mhm,
and you really being personal. When you think about advancement, because you don't hear a lot of stories about people who go through the Upwork kind of process to get positions, really getting anything more than that, or you don't really hear much more. And describe kind of your journey going from doing a specific task to then managing teams to then now obviously you're running the HireOtter and kind of owning all processes there. What is the
mhm.
yeah, describe just like that evolution and were you kind of considering like, oh, I'm always gonna be asking to do more and want more, or was it just falling on your plate?
Well, I think it started for me when I was young, when I have this attitude that I really always wanted to lead. Way back in high school and in college, I was like always chosen to be president of some club or be a representative of this specific organization. So way back then,
Yeah.
I know that I'm gonna be a leader when I finish college or when I start to work. And then I try to embody what this particular scenarios that happen in my life, and I try to embody that when I'm on the track when I'm about to do my journey. And I think one of the things that really empowered me a lot is those opportunity that rejected me in the past and that's made me who I am today.
In terms of just like tenacity, obviously that's something
Mhm,
that I think you have in particular that's very unique and special. I guess more so, I'm curious in terms of like taking on more responsibilities, working with
mhm,
remote teams. What is that process like from your standpoint, your perspective? Obviously, we hear those stories in the US all the time, but being someone who's in the freelancing culture, remote, working for US companies, there's a certain
mhm,
kind of lifestyle you have to live in the
mhm,
Philippines that's very different from other positions or what people are used
mhm,
to. Describe not only the lifestyle, but the transition into owning more relationships globally and how
mhm.
that comfortability was describe the discomfort and also how you were able to get comfortable with that.
Well, I think the discomfort, I think all of Filipinos can relate to me because, or all of the people who got clients abroad or in the other side of the world, is that we have all to work in night shift because we have to sacrifice our days to at night because we have to be aligned on what the US working hours is. So those are just really one of the first challenges I had. And good thing I had an experience with a call center in the Philippines, which my
Yeah.
shift is also graveyard. So really, when I started working in corporate during college, I was a working student back then. I was really exposed into the environment where people works in graveyard shift. Even my cousin, my sister, we all work at night because we know the money is in the US. So all of our clients, all of our works is related to somehow US or Western companies. So we trying to adjust onto that. And then, yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge. And managing people, when it comes to managing people or having my career as a freelancer and now having a full-time job, it was quite overwhelming because managing teams or growing a company is not easy, but it's
Yeah.
surprisingly challenging and fun as well. And it's
Yeah.
also one of the factors that makes it more fun is your coworkers like you, Mike, Julian, we're all collaborative all together and we do have the stand up, we do games, we do try to make it more personal as we go along the way. And I like that. I like
Yeah.
that bond. And it makes the job more easier to contain. And yeah, and also with the lifestyle, I think I've been living a life of a digital nomad. That's what I want to call myself because I have the ability to work remotely. If there's an internet connection or a good spot where I can sit and turn on my camera and do my stuff, that's the perfect place for me to work. And I'm thankful with the remote work because I get to do my career or I think I get to live my prime years in my career and I get to live my gym life, which is traveling. So
Yeah.
I do it all together. So I'm happy about it.
Yeah, it's incredible to see your not only tenacity, but how that doesn't waver as you move from place to place. And it's awesome. The Grupo Podcast is about technology and working in a remote world. If you like what we're doing, please like, comment, subscribe, and support us interviewing the leaders of today.